It's Grand Prix time here in Le Castellet. The very first horseless carriage race was organised in France in 1894. And since then, well, the carriages have only gotten faster. For the Grand Prix here, Paul Ricard boasts a fine collection of low, medium and high-speed corners. The scene curve is taken at breakneck speed, right before heavy braking at Beausset. This is an all-rounder test for cars and drivers alike. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. The weekend begins here.
Hey guys, you join me here, Snowman86, and we are back on Formula 1 Manager 2022 for the French Grand Prix. So we are here, as I say, for the French Grand Prix, and not a whole pile has changed on the car, more or less running the same as we did last time out in Austria, and we're just here for the strategies. We're looking at maybe one stop, looks like medium hards, potentially a soft if we're lucky, and tyre performance, all relatively same. As I say, not a whole pile has changed on our car, have some attributes, and we'll see how we get on. Obviously the new engine did help us in the last race, so hopefully that will continue on here in Paul Ricard, and we can pick up some nice points again with Pierre. So guys, we'll be back here in a second for qualifying and then the race.
Thank you for joining us here today. Once practice is over, qualifying will be underway, and then the fight for pole begins. Time and time again, we see just how little separates the drivers as they complete their qualifying laps. Those who have pushed that little bit harder during qualifying could be rewarded with a grid place that sets them apart from their competitors going into the race. So get yourselves comfortable, it's going to be quite the ride.
So here we are guys for Q2. So you can see we have one run in with both our drivers. Now I do think Gasly is relatively safe, 5/10 off the pace, but we're going to send him out just for a quick run around and see can he improve. Theo is currently in the elimination zone, 9/10 off the pace, but again you can just see how close that midfield spread is. It's quite ridiculous. So we're just going to leave it on ×4 here for Q2. I don't really think Theo might have the general pace to get himself out of it, but stranger things have happened. You can see Alex there in P10, but Gasly is really putting the fight on. Now Verstappen is the outlier, he's 8/10 off the pace. I don't expect him to be that slow, so we'll see what he does here when he comes around. And as we cross the line now, what can we do? We're after dropping down to P14. Can we get it back? Theo is across the line. Yes, he gets back to P13. He gets pipped P14. And we'll see what Gasly does as he crosses the line. Last man across the line. Here Gasly moves to 5/10 off the pace on a new set of tyres, guys. So it looks like that could be our relative pace. Unfortunately, Theo is out. Q2, he's in P14. So we can see the pace here is definitely stepping up. We just don't seem to have a match here for what they're putting down, which is kind of standard of the season so far. The Red Bulls and the Mercedes are just in a league of their own. We are still fighting fiercely with Valtteri Bottas, so if we can keep that going for the rest of the season and even maybe pip him, we'll see how we get on. So we'll be back here in a second with Pierre's run in Q3. So we're back here for the last 2 minutes of Q3. Hopefully Pierre can get around and get a lap in. I think he should have enough time. He's a minute and a half to get around. And we will slow it down as we jump on board then for his flying lap, and we'll see what Pierre can do. So we'll switch our cameras and we're going to leave it on ×2, and Pierre is off on a flyer. So his average pace was about the 4:10 mark. I think roughly where Bottas is where I would expect him to qualify, but hopefully we get a nice little tow here from Fernando down the back straight. And away we go. So we're green first sector, which is good. and green second sector, which is also good. So Pierre is flying, guys. So we're just going to go ×2 again, and we'll see Hamilton. It looks like Hamilton has pole, unless Verstappen, who's at the head of this train, can do something special. And we'll see here shortly as everybody cross the line. Verstappen can't. What do we do? Ooh, P6. So yep, we're 4/10 off the pace. You can see Bottas just has a slight pace advantage on us, guys. But we did manage to beat one Ferrari. The other Ferrari's out in Q2. I did not notice that. Both Alpines are coming strong as well. And Sebastian Vettel has finally found a bit of form here, guys. So that's nice to see. Sad times that he retired previously there. Was a quality driver. And just didn't get the rub of the green in the latter years of his career, in my opinion anyway. Did some nice things with Ferrari, and unlucky not to win a championship. I think that seat is cursed though, because Alonso also had the same issues. But for us, guys, we are P6 going into the French Grand Prix, and that is pretty good. So we'll see you on the grid.
It's race day with the teams and drivers ready and raring to go.
Qualifying went well for Williams, as attested by their strong position on the grid. Now it's all about finding that edge for the race itself. During the qualifying session, Mercedes was simply phenomenal. They'll be starting this race with a considerable advantage. And the sun is shining bright here today. This is perfect weather for teams and drivers alike to show us what they're capable of.
Absolutely right. So brace yourself for a fantastic conclusion to the French Grand Prix. It's sunny and bright as the drivers line up on the grid. And there we have Pierre Gasly. They're in the front half of the pack, so there's plenty of potential for them. And looking at the second Williams car, they'll be starting the race from the bottom half of the grid, so there's a fair bit of ground to make up. The teams are ready to go. This is it. It's time for the French Grand Prix.
So here we go, guys. 5 lights at France.
And it's lights
And
out,
we are
and
away.
we go.
So we're just going to jump on board. We're going to get on board with Pierre first. And hopefully all will come good for us. So we're just going to go ×2 here for a second. Now we're running both our drivers pretty hard and fast here on the opening stint. We normally do that. And you can see Hamilton is kind of disappearing into the distance a little bit. Can we get a move here on Valtteri?
Williams there gaining several places in one go.
Will be important that we kind of get this one done if we can. I think we will. Excellent. So we managed to get that done. So we can just back.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
Here off just a little bit. So I don't think we're going to gap Bottas per se, but if we can be ahead of him, that'll be good, because we'll get the DRS here. And we'll quickly jump back to Theo. How's Theo doing? Theo's race, he's up to P12, so that's a pretty good start.
And a new position, just gained by Williams.
We're just going to have to get him to go balanced on the fuel load anyway. Now, Theo is on the mediums early, so we're in for an attacking strategy with him. And we'll see, does it pay dividends here for us? Just don't seem to have any straight line speed there though. That McLaren is a rocket. Yellow in sector 3, not sure who went off.
They've gone wide.
Nice move there from
Nice on DRS.
Theo, that was nicely done. Up to P11, he's right behind Albon, so we can just let Theo settle in. And we'll check in here quickly on Pierre. And we're just going to deploy Pierre here just a little bit.
Copy.
We want to see, can we break that thing to a Bottas that's currently hovering around the second mark. And DRS will be enabled after this lap. Oh, we actually have it this lap. So that's important that we manage to get that, because that will just allow us now to hopefully slowly pull away from Valtteri, which would be important for us. A lot of squabbling going on there with Perez, Russell. And you can just see Hamilton has kind of more or less walked into the distance there. I'm not sure how he's managed to do that, but
You're doing very good. Lap time out good. Lap time out good.
we managed to clock in the fastest lap there with Pierre. But that can all change again pretty soon, and Verstappen is past Russell, guys. So that is big. So I would expect now maybe Perez to maybe get the jump as well. We are slowly gapping Bottas as well, guys, so that is very good for our race. We just have to see how it all plays out, really. We can't take our eyes too far off it, because I do get the feeling we could be left here in the lurch. These guys seem pretty quick. And Verstappen hasn't really been able to get away either, so that's interesting to see. Although he does set the fastest lap of the race there. And actually I noticed the Red Bull of Perez is on the mediums, guys, so the fact we're on the hards gives us a slight advantage. And maybe that's where we're losing a little bit of our time. Russell is the only other top driver to be on the hard, so that's interesting. That is interesting. It's important to keep an eye on the competition, I suppose. Now, can we do anything with Theo? That really is the question. As you can see, Pierre just struggles for that drive out of the corner, but I think that's more the hard tyres than anything else. As we sail onto the back of the group again, Verstappen put up a stout defence here against George. And the fact George is holding on pretty well is quite a credit as well. So interesting to see how this is all playing out so far, guys. Chance here for Perez, he does it. And he loses out big time. That's unlucky. Now we might get a run at Perez. Although I'm quite happy to sit here in 5th for now and just let this battle happen. Although Perez might be losing. Ooh, we could have an opportunity here on Perez. But I think we might end up taking that, so we're just going to deploy out of here. Does it come to anything? Nope.
Looks like there's been a lockup.
So while this is all unfolding, we're just going to jump back here and see what's going on with Theo. I think we can probably get Theo to do a whole pile, really. Stuck in a bit of a DRS train, which is a nightmare. And it's been headed by Valtteri Bottas. So what can we do? I wonder, do we try and maybe harvest just a little bit here? And then look to deploy down the main straight. Look to see, can we maybe sneak past Albon here? Don't know. Everybody just seems so quick. We're just going to give him the option to overtake. Good chance here, guys. Good chance here. He might have to back out. No, we're going to have to kind of conserve the battery. It was a good effort. We tried it. We just didn't get the rub of the green. And now we're out of battery, so we're going to be under attack here from Ricciardo pretty quick. Leclerc sets the fastest lap of the race. All our squabbling, they're just letting us slowly catch up. So what we might try actually is recharge the battery. Gasly is still in a good position. We're just going to recharge out of here. Although it's probably not the place to recharge. We're only really recharging these DRS zones, so we'll have to be smart with it. We are coming up to one now, and I think we're still in the window, so we're just going to harvest out of here. DRS should pull us down the straight. Flick to neutral for a while. We just need to build this battery back up, guys. So we're just going to harvest out of here again. And then we can leave it neutral for the rest of the lap, I'm sure. Because I don't think it'll matter too much. So it's a one-stop race for both our drivers. Nothing too exciting at the moment. Yep, Pierre is just doing his thing, and in fact he is going for the overtake. Go on, Pierre, you mad thing, you.
Fastest lap.
And he will get the run here.
Red Bull gained a place.
Our hard tyres seem to be coming into effect a little bit. As we do some serious side-to-side racing there with Perez, but he just gets it and now has the toe. We might dive back up the inside, and indeed we do. So all this fighting is letting Hamilton really disappear into the distance. He's now nearly 3.5 seconds up the road, when he's over 3.5 seconds. And I think it'll approach 4 seconds pretty quickly, guys. So we're having a good old ding-dong. And you can see, in fact, from 6th all the way down to P15 are in that DRS train with Theo. So it will be important when we time that pit stop right. We might bring him in maybe a lap early and just see can the hards do anything, but we'll see. I'm not sure what happened to Max there, but he got a poor run, and now I think he's lost DRS. So Winry will be vulnerable. Is that a sign that the mediums are starting to go off? Should we maybe start to attack ourselves? Because all of a sudden Russell is just leaving them for dead. But I do think Max will be open to attack here, guys. So can we do it? Shame we can't. We really do need to get rid of Perez out of our way. But I do think Perez might get a good run here now. And indeed he does. Perez goes past. So that'll be an interesting little ding-dong as the two Red Bulls fight each other. But I do think this is costing us time, guys. I do think these medium tyres are starting to go off. So we're going to have to try and do something here to get our driver past. Okay, so what we're going to do... Actually, I think Max might just have gotten back on the DRS of Russell, which will be very important. Especially for us, because it just means we can all now pull up to the back of Russell again, which will be good, and it'll save us having to deploy a whole pile. And Alonso and Bottas are fighting hard there behind us, guys. So interesting scraps all around the field, really. But I do think those medium tyres are starting to go, because the from judging that, they just took a lap or two, but Verstappen has managed to get it back. But yeah, it will be interesting to see how it all plays out. And now Verstappen is really attacking Russell. Look at that. And Hamilton all the time is just stretching this gap, guys. He's now nearly up to 5 seconds, so he's just running with it. And again, oh, look at that. Such crafty race driving. I think Max will have DRS, will he? Won't he? I don't know. He doesn't. So again, George gets a bit of a break for a lap or two. So we really need to get Perez, because if we can get Perez, I think we can probably get to the back of Russell. But we're just going to harvest here this section. We're just going to save our battery a little bit. And now we're going to deploy off the back straight. Oh, Verstappen with some real defensive driving. But we do need to get one of these Red Bulls, so we're just going to keep attacking here for a second. Oh, not going to work out for us, is it?
Sounds like we've had a spin.
Ooh, Bottas has spun, guys. And Vettel is gone as well. I'm not sure what's happened there, but the two Alfa Romeos have just dropped to the back of that pack. And that brings Theo nicely into a P9, which is good. We'll take that. And now it gives Alonso a bit of breathing space as well. So what could end up happening here now, guys, we'll actually jump to Theo, because I do think Alex could be under attack here pretty quick from the fast Ferrari. Oh, all of us just can't get past. We're just not willing to stick it. We're just going to harvest here for a second. Oh, there's a car on the inside. We're going to deploy. Oh, who's that? Ricardo? Ricardo in the pesky McLaren is trying his best to get around us, and he might have it done here now. Oh, I think we managed to close him off. He's still alongside us. And Perez is after getting past Russell, guys, at the front. We weren't watching that, but yep, that happened. Ricardo is the lead McLaren driver as well, guys, which is nice to see. And we're giving Danny Rick a nice tow down the back straight, but we just seem to be lacking a little bit of top end speed, which is making our DRS overtakes a little bit hard to come by. But yeah, we'll see how we're going. We'll just keep going for now. Theo is pit windows in the next lap, so what we could in fact do is just get Theo maybe to drive on just a little bit, get him to be aggressive. And there he goes, guys. Look at that, the aggressive Theo up the inside of Leclerc, makes the move stick. And now with a bit of luck we'll get a nice helping of DRS on Alex here, which should be good for him. So we're going to jump on board here, and there he goes. Alex is still there though. Just couldn't get it done, guys, but we'll keep him on it. He's just going to be attacking here now for these couple of laps while he's building up to his pit stop. Probably the best approach, I think, and we'll get another helping at DRS again. And this time he'll get the move to stick. Now we need to deploy everything we have, because I want to get on the back of Fernando.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
And I think we should get DRS again. We do. This will just enable us to cruise onto the back of Fernando. But this is good racing from Theo, guys. Haven't seen this in a while. He's really came to show here in France. Home race, of course, so I suppose I was going to get a little boost, maybe. I'm not sure is that a thing in the game, where he might get a little buff from being his home race. But it's also Pierre's home race, so Perez is the first of the medium runners to pit. So that's interesting, and I think we're going to bring Theo in a lap early as well. So he should hopefully get Alonso here. And by pitting early, we'll have the advantage of fresh rubber. As he makes that move stick, Theo up to a respectable P5, guys. If he can hold on to this, it would be fantastic. We're just going to drop him back to standard as he approaches his pit stop. Hamilton is in the lead, and Yep. So Russell is there and in comes. So we're going to jump on here with Gasly and Russell, and we'll follow this fight for a little bit. Once we still have DRS, we should be okay. And we do, so we should close up to the back of George there, and that should be a pretty good thing for us. So we are done our pit stop and we've come out P15. So that's good for us, I think. So it'll be interesting now to see the progress that can be made there by Theo and by Pierre, but mainly Theo. We'll keep an eye on those times because he's got a clear track, so he can push and there's nobody on his slipstream. So he should, in theory, be able to make up a nice bit of ground. Alonso's pitting now, so that'll be interesting to see where he comes into the fold. Did we lose time? Did we win time? We were ahead of Alonso, but not by much. So it will be interesting to see. There is Fernando. Ooh, Fernando. Right out in front of us. So we're going to be holding station with Fernando. Hopefully we can tow each other along a little bit. And get the greatest pull out of there. But we'll still get DRS, and that's what matters. Science is now going to be closing onto the back of us pretty quickly as well, guys. So now it's going to be interesting to see which way the strategy works best. Was it better to run the mediums, or was it better to run the hards off the beginning? We only have to find out. Yellow flag in sector 3. Somebody's obviously spun. Gasly overtakes Russell. Oh my god, we are leading the French Grand Prix. Not for long, mind you. I'd imagine George will blow down past us here pretty quickly, and he doesn't. How are tyres looking? Russell is, after looking after, he's pretty respectably, which is good. Probably the worst of the hard runners. Yep. Possibly the worst. Mick Schumacher having a disaster of a race. 15 seconds off the pace, yet to pit stop. That's not good. But I do expect there to be a little bit of an ebb and flow here between myself and Russell, but it appears not to be the case. There is 22 seconds off. What is it for a pit stop? Where do we find... Is it here? Reports, circuit reports, time considerations. There we go. So 27 seconds is what we lose, and sad to see. I think when all is said and done, 27 seconds would have us behind Perez and well behind Hamilton. Wow, look at Hamilton go. He is beaming through the field. Verstappen and Perez fighting each other, not doing well. They're gaining on us, unfortunately, so that's not good for us either. Yeah, it could have been a better move to run on the mediums, and this
moved up a place.
could see Red Bull come back into the fray later in the race. But we will have the fresher tyres, the faster tyres, so we'll just have to see how that plays out as well, guys. There's obviously 2 and 4 every decision, but yep. So far, Theo running his race,
Alpine just
still
advanced.
tucked up behind Alonso, which is pretty good. Well, him and Alonso are having an old ding-dong, which is not bad. And the main thing... Ooh, we're stuck behind Lance Stroll as well, so we need to clear Lance Stroll now. Because he is going to be a pest if we don't get past him, guys. So we're going to give it everything here to get past Stroll if we can. We're going to give the old overtake option.
Overtake from Williams.
Oh, you got to do it. Do it now. Oh no. That's not good. So we're just going to deploy here and see, can we do something?
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Oh, this is going to cost us so much time. Can we use any overtake? Oh, that's going to burn a lot of our battery, so we're going to have to harvest now for the remainder of this lap. But it was important that we did get past. Oh, I'm just going to flick the neutral here as we go past the line, but we have 0 battery.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
So hopefully the DRS from Alonso will keep us in the fight. And it was important that we managed to get that move on Stroll because he'd only slow us down. Now we're going to have to flick the neutral or else we're costing ourselves time. And we can't afford that either. So we're 12 seconds off Verstappen. Perez has managed to get past both things as well. So that's interesting. But Verstappen, for some odd reason, is not enjoying the French Grand Prix as much as one might have thought he would have. It is a dramatic race. Bottas is in the pits now, so we should leapfrog him. And we're just going to harvest here now again, just as we tuck in behind Alonso.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
We should get another nice helping of DRS. Which will push us down along the street. Nicely done. So, just gonna again flick the neutral. We just gotta build this battery back up. We did use a lot of it to try and get past Lance. And what's going on here? So, in fact, we're just gonna harvest both cars here now a second because we are suffering with battery big time. And I would expect George to go past us pretty quickly, but we'll flick to neutral because we can't afford to let that gap go too much. And we're just going to harvest here. Flick it to neutral and away we go. So racing pretty hard there. We're after managing to gap Lance Stroll, which is good. That's not going to work out for Theo going around the outside, but it's always a good try. And yeah, we're just going to stick with it. Schumacher having a nightmare of a race, spinning. Probably harvest here again. And we can probably harvest here for a while because we can stay tucked up behind the wing of George Russell. And we're just looking to build our batteries back if we can. So we'll flick to neutral. We just gotta keep an eye on the gap there. Gotta go neutral here. Actually no, we can go harvest because we're getting the DRS. Doing a lot of talking to myself. Optimal pit stop is this lap, so we are going to go for the mediums, hit this lap,
Box, watch out,
and
white line.
we're going to go aggressive. So we're going to get him to push on his in lap. Ocon, Leclerc is in, Vettel is in. It'll be interesting to see where Theo comes out amongst that group because that's what he was fighting, and we are out ahead of him, which is good. And now we jump Russell, which is good. Hamilton has managed to get the gap down to 10 seconds to us. That is mighty going. Albon is having a cracking race, guys. Look at that P4 for Alex. Former Williams driver. So we're just going to flick him back to standard as he ducks into the pit. And Russell is also into the pit. So if we jump to the rear camera, wow, Russell had a wicked fast pit stop time. How did he do that? Even though we managed to jump Russell, he's now managed to jump us. And, ooh, look at that. That's not good. We need to be on the back of him. I think we didn't get DRS that time. We're just going to get him to push a little bit here because these outlaps could be crucial, guys. If we can't get the
And there's an
DRS,
overtake from Williams.
we will struggle. Theo is into P8. Fantastic effort from Theo, guys. So we're just deploying and we're using everything we can. We're in the DRS, so we can back that off. And we can back the push command off, and we can go back to harvest. Because we should have the pace now to catch up to the Red Bulls and stuff, so I'm hoping anyway. So we're just going to leave that as it is for the short term, guys, and yeah, fight's on. I'm going to harvest away, so Russell, yep, should get the place back, that's good. We go to neutral for the infield section. So we've 8 seconds now to make up, guys. Wow. Yeah, the old medium stop seemed to be the way to go there, doesn't it? Because, yeah. So we can just flick back to harvest again. And we'll go around the first few sections and we'll just harvest a little bit of energy because we need to. Russell should breeze past us here on the straight. And we can flick it back to neutral. And our battery's looking pretty healthy now, guys. So that's what we wanted. So we're well over halfway in this race. So we just gotta see these medium tires to the end. I think we will do one more section of pretty heavy harvesting because that will give us the best chance of, that's okay, we'll take that because we won't lose the position. And Russell will suck us along. The gap is down to 5 seconds, guys, so that's good. Well, it's actually 8 seconds still to Verstappen, so we're gaining, but we're not gaining quick enough, methinks. So we're just going to flick it now to neutral, and we better start working here together because I don't know what Ricardo and Albon are going long. So they might be going for the softs again, so they could be very, very quick. Yeah, we just have to see how all that plays out, guys. But so far for Theo, P8 it would be wonderful. I actually think he might even get Ricardo and Albon because they're going so long on strategy. Oh, well, we're stuck here. We're just going to harvest some more because we can.
Alpine just advanced.
Now we need to be on that because we will get DRS, thankfully. Russell did his favourite trick of blocking and that cost us a bit of time. So far so good, guys. It's been a long old ding dong of a race. Alonso and Theo are having a cracker of a race as well. So as Russell and Gasly are approaching those backrunners, hopefully they pit soon and we can get them clear of us. And indeed they do pit, so that's fantastic for us. So what we're going to do here now is start harvesting here with Theo. Because realistically we need to build Theo's battery up as well so that he can attack Alonso towards the end of the race. And I'm okay with him staying behind Alonso if it means we do just get to build this battery up. Because that's what it's all about. So we'll have a few laps on board here with Theo and we'll see how he gets on. He's overtaking Alonso again.
And a new position just gained by Williams.
Gasly overtakes Russell. So it's 9 seconds, guys, is the gap to Verstappen. I don't know can we catch him, but we'll give it a good old shot. And yeah, looks like Theo could be on for P6, P7, which would be a fantastic result for Theo. Definitely needs this. It'll be a good old shot in the arm. There goes Alonso breezing past.
Mercedes moved up a place.
We're just going to flick the harvest button on. Because again, we don't need to burn through so much battery and we can be charging away all the time. So we're just doing ultimate race management here. All in the hope that we can maximize a P5, P6 for the team, which would be fantastic. Don't know, have we got the pace to challenge the top 4? And we might get Russell, which would be nice if we do. But yeah, we're nicely building the battery up, guys, which is good. So we're down to 13 laps left, guys. 13 laps. We'll see what we can get ourselves into. And again, we can probably harvest here, actually. We don't need to be attacking. Oh, he's still going to go for the move. But Alonso will come back, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. Because we should get a blasted DRS again. And away we go. Now, I do believe in a future update to the game they will be tackling the DRS and probably making it less potent. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
So you can see Russell is going ultra defensive there on poor old Pierre. So we're just going to harvest some more, because again we can. And we can flick him back to neutral. So the gap is down to 8 seconds, but I don't think we have enough pace in us, guys. I think they are lapping too quickly. What are their lap times? I went the wrong way. We are doing... oh wow, they're actually faster than us. I don't know, is that a good or bad thing, but yeah, it's not looking like it's going to be our day, guys. So they're doing 134s, 135s. We are doing 134s. So yeah, we're catching, but it's slow gains. I thought it might be a bit more than that, but we'll see, we'll see.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
Here comes George. So all that toing and froing with the DRS will get us closer. You can see literally in that second we made up nearly half a second. So really the defensive driving from George and from Pierre is probably costing us more than anything. So we just need to make sure we keep that on the clear. Leclerc is slowly catching the Theo Alonso fight. So we have to keep an eye on that. Ocon is pretty close behind them.
You're doing very good. Lap time out good. Lap time out good.
134.1. So now we're catching, guys. Now
Good job.
we are catching. So that's what we want. Fast laps, and you can now see the Red Bulls in the distance. Gap is down to 5.5 seconds. So we might actually do this, guys. Because you see George streaming past. And the Red Bulls are kind of, although they have DRS themselves, but yeah, I think we're slowly starting to show the pace here now, which is good. And Leclerc has officially joined the scrap for P6, which concerns me a little bit because Leclerc is quick. You can see he is just all over the back of poor old Theo and probably will be looking to go by him pretty soon. He's on the medium tires, so that's the pace advantage. So you can see why the medium tires will be working. So we just have to keep an eye on how we go. But Theo isn't helping himself by racing Alonso so fiercely, but hopefully we get a slipstream here, get past Alonso. Question is Charles going to go around?
Position, just gained by Williams.
Intriguing stuff. You can see that Leclerc just has so much more grip at the moment. He's able to put his car in places where he probably shouldn't be able to, and he's... oh, look at that. Ocon has also now joined the party. So it's important for Theo now that he doesn't burn through too much of his tyres. We did pit him early. And that was to try and get track position, which didn't really work out in our favour. So maybe... I think I can see Leclerc getting past us here, but he's also driving defensively from Ocon, I think. So it'll be interesting to see how all this plays out. Oh, yep. He's going to get done here by the Ferrari. That just happened. So Theo now is slipping down the order, might lose this P... although if we can stick with Charles, we might still have a fight for this P6. But that is a big fight now. We gotta stay on that. Points will still be good for Theo, don't get me wrong. Even if he finished 10th, I'd be delighted. He just needs to start picking points up for the team, and really kind of, if he can start doing that in the last remaining races, really will cement his position for next year. So there goes Russell again. The gap has extended a little bit to Perez and Verstappen. So I think
Mercedes moved up a place.
we are where we are, guys. So with that, I think we can actually probably just jump to Theo's race because it might be a little bit more eventful. And yeah, you can see, ooh, look at this around the outside, looking Ocon. I think he's going to get the place as well. He is. So we're after jumping to the back of the grid now. All of a sudden, we're down to P9, and Valtteri Bottas is coming through the field. Sainz is losing out big time. So we'll just have to see how it all plays out. We can probably push our drivers a little bit. We seem to have a lot of excess fuel, so that's why we're doing that. We'll burn through for the last couple of laps. Ricardo has the fastest lap, which is impressive. But we'll see how many laps we get out of the fuel burn phase that we're going to be going into. Hopefully this doesn't lead to a mistake. This is always what happens. But I think Theo's having a cracking race here, guys. And I don't want to say too much more because I probably will jinx it.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
Gasly overtakes Russell. The gap is down to 5 seconds now, so we just have to see what's happening. Bottas is catching this group pretty quick, but I'm hoping there's not enough laps left. And the fact we all have DRS should be pretty good for us. There goes Leclerc now. I would expect Leclerc to disappear into the distance around this next section because it just has the tyres to do it. And it's interesting to see Alpine's development as they come back to the midfield fight as well, or the fight for the best of the rest. But amazingly, that Ferrari hasn't disappeared. I thought he would. Really thought he would.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
So the gap is down to 4 seconds between us and the Red Bull. So can we do something there? And again, I don't think we have a whole point in development. I think we have an underfloor in development. That's not going to be ready till September, if my memory serves me right. So it'll be after the summer break. So yeah, we'll just have to keep going with how we are right now. And hopefully for the remainder of the season we can get a little performance boost, as poor old Charles Leclerc is not doing a whole pile. That is one driver that if he came available I would jump on it. I would like to get Leclerc in a Williams and win a world championship with him. He is the current reigning world champion, if my memory serves me right. Ooh, look at that. Alonso's lost out big time. So we're still in the fuel burning phase of this race, but yeah, I don't know in terms of what else we can do. 3 laps left. We could probably get Pierre to push just a little bit. What are tires like? Yeah, Pierre's are pretty bad compared to George.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Theo's are pretty bad compared to Alonso, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting old finish to this race, guys. And so often we spend most of the race with Theo. To be fair, normally it's Pierre we spend a lot of the race with, so this has been good. And it's going to get interesting, guys. It is going to be interesting. P6 is up for grabs still. So we're just going to get Theo to back off, and the same here. We're not on the final lap yet, so we won't do it just yet, but on the final lap we are going to unleash everything that we can possibly unleash from the car, and hopefully Hopefully it's enough. I might even do it, I think, halfway around with Theo. Alright, so nothing to lose with Theo. We're going to deploy here. We're actually going to harvest here, I think. Hamilton is on the last lap. Safe to say Hamilton has won this race at a canter. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted, because we're going to now deploy, and that should allow us to attack Russell down the back straight. Boom. There he goes. And I think that might be a Red Bull up the road, guys. That is a Red Bull. So we're just going to send everything we have.
From Williams.
I think it might be a little bit too late. Maybe should have attacked a little bit earlier, but there is Max Verstappen's Red Bull. I don't think we're going to be able to do anything. But a P4, a respectable P4, which was pretty good. Theo has not been able to do a whole pile, guys, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And the Ferrari of Leclerc will win this battle for P6, but
it's Hamilton.
It's been an absolute dinger of a battle, guys, and Theo manages to finish 9th, collects a nice haul of points,
That's the flag.
and that's what's most important, guys. He didn't have any accidents, did his job, and that's what we need to see more of, because the performances in the car, as we see with Pierre, we just need to get the performance out of Theo. But we're pretty happy with how that's unfolded today, guys. Double points finished, and Pierre managed to get a point for the fastest lap. Fantastic effort. But could have been maybe if we attacked maybe a lap earlier. But I didn't want to risk the ERS running out and us becoming vulnerable. So got a P4, got a P9, guys. And for the team, we are delighted. That is what we need to get more of. But yeah, nicely done, guys. I'm happy.
Well, this weekend, Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. A very impressive showing today for Williams.
That's right, they've made some fine strategic decisions here, and it's brilliant to see them pay off.
That's right, and they finished the race weekend in 3rd place in the constructor standings.
Next round, we're moving on to an exhilarating circuit. Formula One will be taking to the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
So there we have it, guys. And actually, as I think about it now, we actually gained on Ferrari as well, so that's even better for us and just cements our 3rd place in the championship. But you can see Theo made up 5 places off his qualifying position, so we need more of that Theo. We'll go to the drivers. Theo's finally scored some points again, managed to get off the unlucky 13 that he was on and catches right up to Alex. So if he can take Alex, that'll be a good progress map. And yeah, we just need Theo to start hauling in these drivers up here because he's well able to do it. There's no reason he shouldn't be able to do it. So Max losing out points, but Lewis Hamilton there, probably the biggest winner, closes the gap to us as well, which is a little bit concerning. We need to keep an eye on that. And in the constructors, you can see that, yeah, we just gapped Ferrari by 15 points now. So that's good, but yeah, the gap to Mercedes and Red Bull is just extending, and it's mainly because Theo hasn't been scoring points. If we go to the drivers, you can see Pierre has the 170 points scored out of our 185, so that's kind of where that sums up, guys. So with that said, this has been the French Grand Prix. I've been Snowman86, and as always, guys, until next time in the Hungaroring, we'll see you all again, and take care.